Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 5th of June 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. Now, I know what some of you are going to say, and I already see it in the live chat. Are we getting a full review? Is your internet going to hold up? What's going to happen? And hopefully it does, but also, I had a guy from Comcast come out today, fix my internet, give me a new modem, router, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, it's all bundled in one with Xfinity. But he came here, he set all that up, he did some tests, and actually, I now, if everything goes according to plan and works perfectly, I may actually even be able to stream at a higher quality for you guys, so the stream itself may even look better. So now, we're going to try this out. You guys are the guinea pigs, technically. I did a test earlier of my internet and stuff, and it seemed to be going good. You guys are the first guinea pigs on a long-term stream. So let's see what we got here with us in the live chat. Not many of you, because I didn't actually set this up early, because I wasn't sure exactly what time I was going to go live, because I had some family things going on. But with that, we've got Broken King Slender, George J. Cox, we've got Gabriel Perez, we've got Sinclair Saturday, and so many more of you lovely, lovely people here in the chat. So Smackdown, interesting ass show. Very interesting show. Had some shockers on this show, things that I didn't expect to be taking place. And yeah, I'm like watching this show and I'm like, you know what? Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Thank you, Amazon Echo. I was like, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, they're still feuding with the damn Iconics. There's no way they lose it up. I'm dumb. So, I don't know what to tell you, but I got to tell you that this podcast, this Smackdown review, is brought to you by the good people over at Manscaped. We'll talk about that later. Also, I do want to remind you guys, if you want to give me your thoughts on tonight's Friday Night Smackdown, you can do so a few different ways. You can either put a sweet, sweet Super Chat donation in the live chat. Super Chat donations greatly help us. We're greatly appreciative of all the Super Chat donations, but also, if you don't got a few bucks to pass our way with that Super Chat donation, you can make sure your question gets read by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. The number is in the live chat. So let's bump it right over to SmackDown as the show kicked off with Jeff Hardy. So in the back, Jeff Hardy spoke with a bunch of guys. They recapped the hit and run angle involving him and Elias last week. Jeff Hardy made his way down to the ring, and Michael Cole gave us an update on Elias' injuries, basically saying that he's doing well. Hardy thanked WWE and Fox for giving him this time to speak. He discussed the hit and run incident and Elias' injuries. Hardy gave his version of the events that took place. He noted he arrived at the WWE Performance Center, and suddenly something hit him from the back of the head. The next thing he knew, he was being handcuffed and smelled like alcohol. So Hardy didn't know what was going on. Hardy questioned himself and felt like he let his wife and his daughters down here. Hardy noted that he passed every sobriety test at the police station last week. A witness showed up and revealed that they saw a person with red hair and a beard run out of the car. Who could that be? Hardy pointed out that Sheamus fits that description, which is weird because I thought, he could have still been wearing, because Braun stated that he saw somebody wearing all black. So I guess he could have been wearing all black, but you could still see his beard and hair, I guess. I don't know. Sheamus then made his way out. He said Hardy's in denial and can't accept responsibility for his own actions. Sheamus demanded Hardy be a man and admit what he actually did. Sheamus said that Hardy's not a man. He's a junkie. Sheamus said Hardy doesn't have to worry about letting down his wife and his daughters because, well, they're used to it. Hardy then attacked Sheamus, and they brawled on the stage. Sheamus took over the assault and beat down Jeff Hardy. He threw Hardy into one of the barricades and the plexiglass around ringside. I thought this was a good little solid opening. Nothing great. It's going to knock your socks off, but I thought it was a nice solid opening. In the back, Otis and Mandy passed by a chair with King Corbin's crown. Otis looked at the crown, or actually he took the crown. Rose was very impressed, and they walked off. Corbin walked up, noticed that, wait, my crown's gone. He was furious when he found out that it was Otis who actually took it, and that leads into an Otis King Corbin match. Wasn't much to the match, though, to be completely honest. Otis and Corbin worked a slow pace early. It dragged a little bit with the finish coming kind of out of nowhere to me. Otis had the early advantage and a clothesline as he took Corbin down to the floor. They brawled around ringside, and Corbin took over after pushing Otis into the apron. Otis avoided Corbin around the ring post clothesline, but Corbin hit a spinebuster for a near fall. Corbin backed Otis into the corner and rocked him with some body shots. Corbin jumped on Otis's back, but Otis backed him into the corner. Corbin hit a series of kicks, but Otis absorbed all the shots. Otis then made a fiery comeback and hit a splash in the corner. Otis teased the caterpillar, but Corbin rolled out of the ring. Corbin then hit Otis with a chair. Disqualification, like I stated, kind of a out-of-nowhere finish to a kind of okay match. Otis absorbed the chair shot and made another comeback. Otis then hit the caterpillar on Corbin. And there you go. Miz and Morrison were sitting in a white van with some spying equipment. My first thought was, well, these two guys don't look like creepers. And so they watched the Universal Champion, Braun Strowman, arrive at the building. So we're like, okay, they're going to be doing something here. Screwing with Braun, I assume. And back from the break, the Miz and Morrison talked about annoying coworkers. They noted that some people might say that what they're about to do next is senseless and idiotic. They promised to make Strowman's life a living hell until Backlash. Miz and Morrison watched as Strowman put water into his water bottle. Suddenly, his protein shake exploded and went everywhere. Miz and Morrison laughed and mocked Strowman. I don't really care for this. I thought this was dumb. What are we getting? More of that. What's that damn WWE Network show where they pranked people? What was it called? Shit. Let me know in the live chat or the comments below if you guys know what I'm talking about. That WWE show where they pranked people. Their candid camera, hidden camera show. Can't remember the name off the top of my head. Let me know in the live chat if you guys know. So, Caleb Braxton tried interviewing Shorty G at one point, but Mojo Rawley interrupted. He mocked Shorty G and made a bunch of short jokes. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura would then arrive. The three heels beat down Shorty G, but who would come make the save? SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day. Here's the thing. Well, The New Day have been teasing that their next program may be with the Forgotten Sons. But there was no Forgotten Sons tonight. They're moving on to Nakamura and Cesaro. Could that mean that WWE may be dropping the Forgotten Sons gimmick? I don't have any knowledge on that at this moment. I'm looking into it. I'm asking around. But it's very interesting. Well, I can't say that. Never mind. Back it up. I can't say that because this show was filmed a week ago Tuesday. So never mind. And Swerve was the show we were looking for. Fonzie with that first response. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Fonzie, you're the winner. So never mind. Take what I'm thinking and a lot of Jackson Riker bullcrap on social media out of it. It couldn't have been. Because this show was filmed a week ago last Tuesday. So Lacey Evans makes her way down to the ring. But Sonya Deville jumps her before she made her way down to the ring. We get Lacey Evans and Sonya Deville. And boy, howdy, was this a good freaking match. And my thought was, all right, so if I say Lacey Evans had a good match, someone's going to come back at me that didn't watch this and go, well, who'd she work with that carried her? Or if I say Sonya Deville had a really good match, they're going to say, well, who'd she work with that carried her? And I go, no. The two had a really good match together. Sonya Deville and Lacey Evans actually worked a really, really good match tonight. Bullshit finish. But they worked a really good match tonight that really surprised me with how good it actually was. They had a basic match here, but basic was kind of what they needed. Both women worked really, really hard, and I think Sonya Deville is phenomenal in her heel role. Evans took over early with a sling blade elbow for a near fall. Deville rocked Evans with a shot to the stomach. Evans fought back, but Deville caught Evans with the big boot. Deville slowed down the pace and stood on Evans' hair. Evans recovered and nailed Deville with a knee strike. Actually, a series of them. Evans then tried rolling up Deville, but she fell onto the referee. Referee went down and grabbed his leg. He couldn't get up and yelled for backup. Needed some help. Evans and Deville just kind of stood around. Not sure exactly what happened there. Not sure if this was what was supposed to happen. Not sure if this was an accident. But a bunch of referees ran down, told Deville and Evans, wait, and they abruptly cut this show to commercial. So I believe this was an accident, but I haven't got that confirmed. After commercial break, Deville was firmly in control. The match continued with Jessica Carr as the new referee. During the break, we saw that Deville attacked Evans as the officials took the original ref out of the ring. Deville pulled Evans to the apron and dropped her on the back of her head. Crazy looking spot here where they showed it like 2 or 3 extra times. Evans fought back with a series of knee strikes. Evans followed this up with a moonsault for a close near fall. Deville dropped Evans on the top rope and hit her running knee for a near fall. Mandy Rose appeared on the big screen. She mocked Deville and called her a failure. Deville freaked out and called her Barbie doll. She starts yelling at the screen saying, come on, come down here, come get me. Mandy, if you want to come at me, come at me. And all of a sudden, Sonya turns around, gets rocked with the women's rights, and gets pinned. They 50-50'd Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville has been on a roll recently in this new heel run, and they fucking 50-50'd her. God damn. Yeah, not much more to say on that other than a shit finish to a match that was actually pretty good other than the ref debacle. Like, the working of the two women really surprised me how well they worked together. Because like I stated, if I would have come on here and someone not watching SmackDown tonight hears me say, Lacey Evans had a really good match, Sonya Deville had a really good match, they're going to come at me and go, well, who'd they work with? Who carried their match? Bayley? Sasha? Charlotte? No. These two women just worked really well together. I don't know if maybe that's a sign that they're getting better. I know we've seen Lacey Evans improve over the last year or so. And Sonya Deville's been really coming into her own lately. So I got to give props to mainly Sonya Deville, but even Lacey Evans for stepping it up as well. I really got to give both women kudos. So Michael Cole and Corey Graves announced that later on tonight, Shorty G will be teaming with the New Day to take on Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Mojo Rawley. They showed a Matt Riddle video package hyping up his impending debut on Friday Night SmackDown. Kayla Braxton then interviewed Universal Champion Braun Strowman. Miz and Morrison were watching from their creeper van. They pressed a button, and green slime fell on Kayla. Excuse me. As actually meant to fall on Strowman. Strowman knew what had just happened. He knew it was Miz and Morrison, and he apologized to Kayla. Kayla was furious. She walked off, and you can hear under her breath that she's walking off. Those bastards. Some of the goop got on Braun. Miz and Morrison kind of argued for a second about, I thought I was supposed to jump on Braun. I thought Braun was supposed to stand here, blah, 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 blah. And then they noticed, some of the goop got on Braun. Okay, that's good enough. So Renee Young was in the ring, and she conducted a face-to-face between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. This was really good. She introduced her guests, and Styles came out. Styles knows that Bryan's going to call him a coward. He said, I know what you're going to do. I took the easy road, you're going to say, and you're going to call me a coward for getting that bye into the finals. And Bryan noted, Styles shows traits of being a coward for sure. Styles pointed out, he did the smart thing by taking that bye, but Bryan is stupid for taking on Sheamus last week. Bryan noted that they have two very different views on the world. Bryan's version of being Intercontinental Champion is defending the title every week against upcoming stars and veterans. And here's my thing, because Bryan's like, yeah, I'll defend this title every week. I want people to know that when they come to SmackDown, they're going to get a championship match every week. They're going to get a title match that they can believe in, that they're going to love, that they're going to like. And I had to send out the tweet. I know people are going to say it. Well, didn't Cody just say on AEW that he's going to defend the title every week? Yeah, But this was filmed before that. This was filmed before the last 2 episodes of AEW Dynamite was even taped. So, I'm just saying right now that if anybody tries to go out there and say, oh, they're copying AEW because Cody's going to do the defend the title every week thing, so Daniel Bryan's going to say that, I don't believe that's the cause, because this show was filmed before Cody made that announcement on Dynamite 2 weeks ago, or last week, 2 episodes ago. Where was it? Styles noted that he doesn't give handouts. He mocked Daniel Bryan for having Drew Gulak as his teammate, partner, or whatever. And he said that's just nothing more than a handout by Bryan to Gulak. Bryan and Styles. Where was I? Bryan and Styles were good in this segment. It was a simple segment, but it got both guys over in intrigue for that Intercontinental Championship match. Styles then said, you know what? You want to do some handouts? How about I give Gulak an opportunity tonight? And he challenged Drew Gulak to a match. Gulak came out a house of fire and tackled AJ right there in the middle of the ring. So we got Drew Gulak versus AJ Styles. This was a great hard-hitting match. I really, really enjoyed this. And we got that finish that basically told us the outcome of next week's title match. So Styles had the early advantage and backed Gulak into the corner. Gulak recovered and avoided a leapfrog. He attacked Styles' shoulder, and Styles made it to the ropes to break the hold. Styles rocked Gulak with the elbow and some chops in the corner. Styles hit a unique backbreaker for a close near fall. Gulak fired back, but Styles decapitated him with a hard clothesline. Styles slowed down the pace with a chin lock. Gulak fired back with some hard shots in the corner. Gulak had a shotgun dropkick and a release suplex. He followed this up with a Michinoku driver for a very close near fall. And Michael Cole loves calling, oh, Michinoku driver. He just loves it for some reason, and I don't know why. Styles pokes Gulak in the eye to regain control. He followed this up with an inverted DDT. Styles then taunted Bryan and set up for the Styles Clash, but Gulak reversed it, rolled up Bryan, and pinned him 1-2-3 for the surprise victory. So if you go off of WWE booking, AJ takes the loss this week. AJ, most likely, winning that title next week against Daniel Bryan, and that's what we've all been assuming anyways, because why would they need to officially move AJ Styles from Monday Night Raw over to Friday Night SmackDown if they didn't have a long-term plan for him on SmackDown? Because he can do that tournament and still go back to Monday Night Raw when he's done with the tournament. But for him to be in the tournament and having to be moved to SmackDown leads me to believe that AJ's winning that belt. It's what I've thought since they first announced all of that, so I think you're going to get it. AJ Styles, Intercontinental Champion. They're also pushing really hard that that's the title he hasn't won yet. The one title he hasn't won yet, which it's not the one title he hasn't won yet, because he hasn't won the 24/7 title, and he hasn't won the Mother Love and Tag titles. So we go to the parking lot, and Miz and Morrison approach Braun Strowman's car, his Grand National. And I don't know if this is Braun Strowman's car itself, but I do know that Braun Strowman does own a black Grand National. So this could have been Braun Strowman's car that they fucked the windshield up on. So Miz walks up, and he smashes the windshield with a golf club. Morrison's got a baseball bat, and he goes, hey, doesn't Braun Strowman like softball? And Miz is like, yeah, his dad's in the Softball Hall of Fame. And Morrison's like, let me show him how to hit a banger. Let me show him how to hit a good shot. And so they do like a little fake softball thing, and he just busts the windshield on Strowman's car, his Grand National. Miz and Morrison then return to their creeper van. We then got a 6-man tag team action here. Shorty G and The New Day against Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Mojo Rawley. This was a good 6-man tag team match that had a lot of fast-paced action. Shorty G charged Cesaro early, but Cesaro caught him. Shorty G rolled through and scored a near fall. Cesaro rocked Big E with an uppercut, and Rawley hit a running crossbody for a near fall. Shorty G hit an assisted moonsault on Nakamura, and Big E followed this up with the big splash. Kingston then hit a frog splash off the second turnbuckle for a near fall. Kingston then hit a dive on the floor, wiping out Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, but then injured his knee. Rawley then charged at Kingston and rocked him with a vicious shoulder tackle. After commercial break, the heels were firmly in control and isolated Kingston on their side of the ring. Shorty G finally got the hot tag and ran wild. He had a flying crossbody on Raleigh and gave Cesaro a massive belly-to-belly suplex. Shorty G followed this up with a huge moonsault on Raleigh for a near fall. Shorty G applied an ankle lock and on Raleigh, but Nakamura ran in, hit a running knee to break the hold. Raleigh then hit the hyperdrive on Shorty G for a near fall. Big E made the blind tag and hit the big ending on Raleigh to pick up the victory. Shorty G prevented both Cesaro and Nakamura from interfering and breaking up the pin. Like I said, a lot of fast-paced action. Good six-man tag team match here. So we're in the parking lot. Braun Strowman discovers his windshield's just been broke, and he freaks the fuck out. Like, no joke, freaks the fuck out. So, a security guard told Strowman he was Miz and Morrison. They're hiding in that white van. Fucking narc. Miz and Morrison were mocking Strowman from inside the van. Strowman tried getting in the van, but he couldn't. So instead, what do they do with Braun? Well, they have him flip the van on its side. Literally takes the van and just flips the van over on its side. He laughs and he walks off. Cool. A bunch of cartoon stuff. A bunch of cartoon segments to build up your fucking Universal title match at the pay-per-view. Not a big fan of how they're treating this title. Not a big fan at all. So Michael Cole and Corey Graves confirm that coming up at Backlash, Jeff Hardy and Sheamus will have a match. They called this the fucking long-awaited match between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. And my first thought was, long-awaited for what? These fuckers had a match in the first round of the Cruiserweight, or the Intercontinental title tournament. Long-awaited? How was this long-awaited when we just saw this match a couple weeks ago? Well, long-awaited a rematch? Nobody needed a rematch after Jeff Hardy scored that victory. So, I don't know. Then we got our main event. It was Women's Tag Team Championship match. But before we talk about that, of course, we'll talk about our sponsor here today. Our sponsor, Manscaped. Flowers are blooming and the grass is grooming. And it's time to mow your lawn. Thanks to our sponsor, Manscaped, you can trim the hedges below the belt safely and efficiently. I'm talking about ball trimmers. Manscaped is here to make sure your balls are smooth and smelling nice. And well, after all, it's time for some spring cleaning. Now remember, as I've been saying for a while, Manscaped doesn't have to just be used on your balls. I know people that use it as a full, and they say this in their commercials, a full body trimmer. Trim that hair on your belly. Trim the hair around your nips. Trim your leg hairs. And females, you can use Manscaped as well. I know a couple females that ordered the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 and use it not only on their nether regions down there, but use it to shave their legs because regular razors give them really bad irritation and razor bumps, but not with the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. And Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming. They have forever changed the grooming game with the Perfect Package 3.0. Precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the essential Lawnmower 3.0, a waterproof, cordless body trimmer, and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your manscaping routine. This third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce manscaping accidents. Millions of balls are about to be nick-free thanks to Manscaped's advanced skin-safe technology. Manscaped obsesses over technology to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. And they only use the best ingredients in their formulations. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll also find Manscaped's Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. It's starting to get hot outside, and this is crucial so your balls stop sticking to your leg. And as our treat, you'll find the Crop Reviver, which will keep your balls smelling fresh just like spring flowers. And as our treat, you'll find, well, when you subscribe to the Perfect Package, you also get a new replacement blade for your lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, making sure your trimmer always stays hygienic and clean. And for a limited time, subscribers will get 2 free gifts. the Shed Travel Bag, a $39 value, and the patented high-performance, reduced-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. Like I've said before, I've got a pair of these boxer briefs. They're very comfortable. They're very lightweight. And, well, sometimes you forget you're even wearing boxers because that's how great they are. And this is the perfect package for your perfect package. Get 20% off and free shipping with code PWUnlimited at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. Get 20% off and free shipping with code PWUnlimited at manscaped.com. Again, that's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com when you use the code PWUnlimited. It's spring cleaning, baby, and your balls will thank you. Let's go back to Smackdown. Remember, guys, if you want to give me your thoughts on tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. And if you ever want to text in, you're watching live and you go, I can't remember that number, all you got to do in the live chat is hit !phone, and the number will pop up for you after a few seconds. So, we got the women's tag team titles on the line. Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, defending against the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley and Sasha Banks. I thought this match was great, solid, built tension between Banks and Bayley, and then had that surprise finish that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. Cross jumps Bayley to start the match. The faces had the early advantage and isolated Bayley on their side of the ring. Bayley fought back and backed Bliss into the corner. The heels took over and kept Bliss on their side of the ring. Bliss rolled up Bayley for a near fall. The faces regained control, and Bliss hit a running bulldog on Bayley. Cross followed this up with a flying crossbody off the apron. Banks distracted Cross, and Bayley knocked her out of the ring. Banks then followed this up with a Meteora for a near fall. After a commercial break, the heels were firmly in control. They isolated Cross on their side of the ring. Banks hit some running double knees in the corner and got a near fall off of it. Banks then slowed down the pace with the front face lock. Cross fought back, and Bliss got the hot tag. She ran wild and scored a near fall. Bliss attempted a twisted Bliss, but Banks tripped her up. Bayley hit a Bayley to belly off the top, and Banks hit running knees for another close near fall. Bliss fought back and sent Banks face first into the turnbuckle. Cross then gave Bayley a tornado DDT on the floor. Bliss hit a sunset bomb on Banks and got a close near fall off of it. Banks tried to make a tag, but Bayley was on the floor. Banks hit the Banks statement, but Bayley then made the blind tag and just yelled at Sasha to get out of the ring. And Sasha was none too happy about this, standing at ringside, pissed. And then what happens? Bayley gets caught. Banks tagged back in and locked in the Banks statement on Cross. Bliss tried to make the save, but Bayley cut her off. Cross tried to roll up on Banks, and Banks countered it into a crucifix. The crucifix then scores the pinfall. And yes, we get new Women's Tag Team Champions and SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley and Sasha Banks, even though we saw a little tension. Bayley gets that blind tag at one point, tells Sasha, I got this, get out. Like, who's Bayley to tell Sasha to get out of the ring? Because then Sasha got to come save yo ass from Nikki Cross and score that all-important victory. We've got new tag team champions. I was very shocked because it looked like they were still doing stuff with Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, and the Iconics. And now that Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss aren't the champions, I mean, yes, with the brand-to-brand invitational, it can still go back to Raw, but it wouldn't make as much sense because as the women's tag team champions, they can be on either brand regardless. So Bayley and Sasha Banks are celebrating. They're over the moon. They're yelling at Michael Cole and Corey Graves, look, look, look. And Bayley is just hamming it up. So when Bayley first went heel, I was skeptical that this would be any good. And Bayley has blown it out of the water. I think Bayley has been phenomenal in this heel role because what they want Bayley to be is just this heel that thinks she's better than everybody, that keeps getting all these victories. Yes, a lot of times they're help from Sasha Banks, but they want her to be annoying in doing so, and Bayley plays the annoying heel phenomenally. Bayley also does a spot where she's got both titles, her SmackDown Women's title and the tag title, and she's like, oh, Michael Cole, I can't lift it. It's just so heavy. I got so much gold, I can't lift. It was just great. The two celebrate. Show goes off the air. Bada bing, bada boom. That was Friday Night Smackdown. So I thought the show was actually pretty good. I'd give this show a 7.5 out of 10. Actually, no. I'd go 8. Thinking about it, I'd go 8. The only reason I would maybe go 7.5 because I couldn't stand the Braun Strowman, Miz Morrison stuff. I thought it was childish, cartoony, and not a way to build up your mother-loving world title match. So, with that, got some text messages to read here. You guys sent me in your thoughts and questions and whatnot. If you guys want to do the same, give me your thoughts, concerns, questions, whatever. You can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. As this person says, why would Impact use Rockstar Spud for the Slammiversary video package? Because they wanted to get some buzz. They wanted people talking about it. They really didn't do anything wrong because it was, they never said his name specifically. And it was footage that they already had that was okay for them to use. They didn't use WWE footage. So, I mean, it was a way to drum up some buzz, and people talked about them for sure because of it. So they knew what they were doing. Where it says, do you think the hacker is involved in the hit and run angle? I thought so maybe last week, and they kept saying the person running out of the car had all black on, but I don't really think so anymore. This person says, what is the deal with Jeff Hardy angle? I thought it was disgraceful. Also, why would they postpone the finals till next week? I was looking forward to it. It's called hype. It's called building hype. It wasn't postponed till next week. It was always said to be on the 12th. After Daniel Bryan made it to the finals last week, they said the finals will be June 12th. They never said it was going to be this week and then postponed it. So what they did was built hype. They got their finalists. Then this week, they did their little face-to-face thing to build that hype. And now everyone's excited to see what happens next week. Person says, is Bayley Sasha winning the title just a way to push the match between them back more? Probably. Other says, are you going to do predictions for In Your House? Yes, they should be up tomorrow morning. Person says, Miz and Morrison stuff was absolutely trash. They're a tag team. Shouldn't even be competing for the championship. Should have gave a title shot to Cesaro. I don't know why you would go Cesaro. Cesaro's more random than Miz and Morrison, to be completely honest. And this person says, regardless of who wins the IC title, do you see Bryan and AJ continuing a feud, and AJ never won Universal title? True. But I think they'd lump in that he was a world champion with the WWE title, Universal title kind of deal. But, I mean, maybe they continue the feud. No reason to. It all depends on what the plan is for Daniel Bryan going forward. I know Daniel Bryan is going to take some time off soon once Brie has the baby. At least that's what he said he wanted to do. Once Brie's goes into labor and has the baby, he does want to take some time off. So we'll see how that all does go. Those are the text messages I do got. I want to say thank you guys for listening here, either listening live as we're conducting this podcast, this review, or if you watched it later right here on YouTube. I want to thank you guys for supporting Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and support us even more by following us on social media. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Instagram by just searching Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. You can also follow me on Twitter at TimmyBuddy. And follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. So with that, we will be back live Sunday night for NXT TakeOver in your house. Our predictions for that show should be up in the morning. And with that, I want to say thank you guys once again for watching this SmackDown review. And have a good night, guys. See you next time.